Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Friday. It's Daryl here. It is not so bright and early. It's 10:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I just walked in the door scant moments ago from taking a bike ride. And I figured I'd get a quick bike ride in. It's going to be a very busy day. I am off. I just got to grab a few more paintings, and I'm off to the Bethlehem Fair in Connecticut. Bethlehem, Connecticut. I've got some paintings entered, and I've got a table set up to sell some of my artwork. And so it's going to be a busy day. So I wanted to get a bike ride in. All right, I want to reach out to you guys. If there's people out there that have any clue, have any answer for what I'm about to talk about, if you ride a bike, especially if you ride a mountain bike, a bicycle, I'm talking about bicycles, please tell me if this has ever happened to you. I'm willing to bet, I guarantee, if you ride a bike, you're going to know what I'm talking about. I thought about this. You know, I am curious. It doesn't drive me crazy, but I'm very curious. People do what they do. Like with me, now that I'm in recovery, I've learned that I don't waste my time doing things that don't bring me happiness or joy or abundance or money or love. You know, I don't waste time on jealousy, petty jealousy, or anger or stuff like that. I think things through a little more. There was a time when I was 12 years old that 12 or 13 years old that I wanted to become a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Seriously, my mom reminded me this the other day. Then I found out that I need like 9 years of school, or 8 years of school and residency and all that to become a medical doctor first, and so much for that. So you know, I wonder why people do what they do. Okay, what am I talking about now? This what I'm about to tell you, I swear on the Holy Bible, it happens an average of maybe, I'd say, about 1 every 8 rides. Maybe if I take a ride every day of the month, about 3 times a month, this happens. Okay, I love going downhill. I love speed. That's part of my ride. I go on a 10-mile ride, 5 miles out, 5 miles back, in this new place I'm living now. And then last year, the other place, I did the same thing except on a different road. You know, I create my trip in a way that the farthest point out, I'm on the top of a hill, so I could turn around and come speeding down a hill. I love speed. You know, I drove a muscle car. I'm surprised I didn't have a motorcycle. But I love the sensation of being, especially with no motor, on a bicycle going downhill. And I don't know if you guys have ridden a bike, you're going to know what I'm talking about. It's amazing how much the wind affects you. If you haven't ridden a bike in a long time, you probably won't know what I'm talking about. But you know, if you ride into the wind, it could slow you down drastically. Or, you know, with me, what I'm getting at is I tuck down. I tuck down as far down as, you know, so that my knees are literally touching my chest, and I could still see up. And I get down as low as I can to let the air go over me, and it makes a big difference. I've had my friends come by and clock me doing about between 39 miles an hour and 41 miles an hour. I drive safe. These roads that I go on are highways, are back secondary highways with big traveling lanes, side lanes for bikes. I signal. I follow the rules of the road. I wear these gloves because I thought all this through. I was trying to think why people do this. I'll get to it in a second. I wear these gloves too because guaranteed, if you fall off the bike, the one part of your body that's guaranteed to get hurt is your hands. That's going to be the first thing that hits the ground every single time you fall off the bike. And it can be nasty when you take a big chunk of flesh off the palm of your hand. Believe me, it hurts like hell, and it takes forever to heal. So that's how I got in the habit of wearing these initially. I took a big chunk off here too. I don't know if you can still see the scar there. Anyway, because I'm trying to think this through. Why do people do this? And you guys have heard me. Look, I know a lot of you guys drive trucks. I'm not a truck guy. I'm more a car guy. But every time this happens, it's a truck, and it's usually a diesel truck. Why? I don't know. Today, it was a red diesel truck. What am I talking about? Okay, so I get to the end of my trip. I turn around. I'm coming back. Like I said, I'm obeying all the rules of the road. I'm as far over as I can get in the breakdown lane. I get to the hill. I tuck down. I'm going down the hill, and sure enough, a truck comes alongside of me. Doesn't match my speed, but slows down next to me. Punches the gas, so you get the diesel, you know, the loud roar, right? And I'm like, you know, Jesus, you know, this happens. I swear on the Holy Bible, this happens. I'd say probably 1 out of every 8 rides, like I was saying, about 3 times a month. Swear to God, and it's always when I'm tucked down going down the hill, and it's almost always a truck. All right, so, you know, there was days when I used to, you know, flip people off and, you know, come on back, you know, start, you know, waving my hands. I almost got hit by a car one time. I did that. I was like, come on back, you know, and I was like waving. And I went out on the road, and I almost got hit by the next car that was coming down the road. That's what I mean about doing things out of anger. You know, I've learned not to do that, to waste my energy on that. All right, so I smile. I just smiled. I just hope he could see my smile, you know, because nothing makes people like that angry as when you smile. Then this guy, and they do this sometimes, he swerves into the breakdown lane now. It's up ahead of me, but he cuts into the breakdown lane, cuts in again, and hits the gas and takes off. You know, so I remember these vehicles. I go looking for these vehicles. Not go looking, but I look in the parking lots, you know, because you'd be surprised how these people don't think things through. Oh, maybe that's him. No, I'm just kidding. Now I ask myself, why do people do this? It's almost exclusively guys driving trucks. Most of the time diesels. And I for the life of me, I'm trying to figure out what it is about, you know. I thought, you know, how would I say this? Do I look like I'm showing off in some fashion? You know, by tucking down and going fast, wearing my gloves? Do I look like some kind of, like I want to attract attention, like I'm showboating? Is that what it is? And even if you see somebody doing that, which I'm not doing, like, you know, like I was saying, the reasons I do this. I shouldn't have to explain the reasons why I do this, but why it would seem so juvenile that, you know, if you saw somebody was showboating, you know, why would you do that? You know, go alongside them and hit the gas like that to say, to me, it's like he's saying, you're not that big of a deal. Look at me. You know, I tried to think this through. You know, what is it? Or maybe it's about fitness. Maybe, you know, maybe somebody's not that fit, or they're older and they're a little jealous or envious. Maybe. Could it be that? I even went as far as I thought about this. It's about 10 in the morning. Maybe I had a guy from high school that used to bug me about this, and I never told him what I do. He knew I was an artist, but it drove him crazy. He didn't know how I made my money. He's a big Trump supporter, and it drove him nuts. You know, he thought I was on the dole somewhere, and it used to drive him crazy. And I made a point of never telling him. He finally found out that I was an artist, and the graphic arts and the graphic design, all the other stuff I do. But, you know, he's had to stick his nose in my business and find out why aren't I working 9 to 5? And I wonder what it is about people like this that are they so miserable in their job that, you know, that if I have to do this every day, so do you. I don't understand, you know, regardless of what I look like. If I look like I'm showboating, or if I look like I'm not, you know, I'm goofing off and not working. Why the need to teach me a lesson, to put me in danger? Because doing this is dangerous. When I'm going down that hill at 40 miles an hour, you know, the least little thing could kill me. And, you know, and I know I shouldn't do this. And it's that addictive personality, the rush, the adrenaline rush. I've always been that kind of person. But still, that's none of anybody else's business. It's not going to hurt them. It might leave a little smear on their truck if I wiped out, but they could hose that off. You know, so distracting me, hitting the gas, coming up close to me like that and hitting the gas is dangerous. It endangers my life. And then blatantly pulling into my lane. You know, that's just, I mean, it couldn't be any more obvious, you know, more blatant, saying, you know, that they're saying, you know, your life is, you know, I could take your life is meaningless to me. I don't know. But what is it? I don't know these people. And like I said, if it was just one time, if it was just 2 times, if it was even just 5 or 6 times, but it's a regular thing. I need to hear from other bicyclists. I'm not sure how I'm going to title this video. You know, here's an interesting thing. Today it was a red truck. Out of curiosity, a couple weeks back, I looked up what is the most popular vehicle amongst Trump supporters. Red trucks. Swear to God. I don't know. But does it say leftist liberal on my back? I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, for the life of me. I think the best thing I could do is just laugh. Even though it's endangering my life, the best thing I could do is laugh. So I'm not going to waste my time or possibly end up in jail because of somebody's juvenile personality disorders. I don't know. Let me know what you think, because it's driving me crazy. I don't understand why. Don't understand why these guys need to do this. All right, you guys, if you live in Connecticut, go to the Bethlehem Fair. You guys have a good Friday.